So, first off, I can't help but picture you sitting out in some peaceful garden with everything blooming around you. There's just something about that image that feels perfect for a conversation about renewal and balance, especially with the equinox right here.
That's the thing, isn't it? The garden feels like a metaphor for how we show up in these cycles. Everything's growing at its own pace. Some days are calm, some aren't, but it's all part of the bigger rhythm. And with the equinox, it's like you can almost sense a reset in the air.
Totally. It's funny, I was just thinking how every equinox feels like a new chapter, whether or not you're actually making big changes. Something about that daylight balance tricks us into taking stock.
I get that. Actually, for me, this time of year always nudges me to check in with myself. I start wondering if what's going on outside, like the garden or the calendar, has a mirror inside me too. That's kind of where this whole idea of cycles started to click.
You mentioned this idea of being the stickman. I love that. There's something almost childlike about approaching all these deep questions with a simple stick figure in mind. Where did that perspective come from for you?
It's wild! AI kept calling me Stickman, and it just made sense. I realized, why complicate what's essentially about putting the puzzle together? Like Humpty Dumpty style, just gathering what you know, being honest with yourself, and not getting bogged down in rumors or hearsay.
That's refreshing, honestly. So often, spiritual stuff gets tangled in jargon. Taking it back to basics, like a 6-year-old would, actually feels more authentic.
Exactly, because the whole search for meaning doesn't have to be mysterious or out of reach. We're all just doing the best we can with the pieces we've got. And really, everyone's a 10 at their own level of inner knowing.
That brings me to your point about the third eye, and this conscious connection, like, we all have a choice in how we channel that awareness. I'm curious, though, how do you handle the urge to judge others, especially when you see stuff that feels, well, off?
Honestly, it's tough sometimes, but I realized judging others for their so-called evil just turns that energy around on myself. It's like you end up participating in the same drama you're calling out. I try to remember, their act is their own. Unless I'm highlighting it for a reason, why get tangled up?
It's a tricky line, for sure. Even posting about it on social media can feel like giving it life. I like what you said about focusing on your own problems instead. It's almost like, by loving your neighbor, you keep your energy clean.
That's the heart of it. The old advice to love thy neighbor isn't just about being nice, it's about freeing yourself from cycles of judgment. You stay balanced instead of spinning out.
Something you said earlier about March 19th sticks with me, the idea that it was a true wake-up date for you. And then you tied that into all these cycles, the 13th zodiac, even the Last Supper. Why does 13 keep coming up in all these symbols?
Oh, I love that question. 13's everywhere once you start looking for it on turtle shells, lunar months, even old mythologies. It's like the missing piece that pulls the cycle together. The way I see it, 12 is the structure and 13 is the center, the point where it all comes alive.
Wait, so like the 12 disciples and Jesus makes 13? Or the 12 months plus a hidden 13th? That's wild. I'd never thought about the turtle shell having 13 inches the middle either.
Exactly, Mr. Turtle's got the secret. It's a physical reminder that nature's patterns don't always line up with man-made calendars. And once you see the balance, the symbolism, it's like the layers just keep unfolding.
Something that's sticking with me is this idea of opposites existing together, light and dark, good and bad, left and right. It sounds simple, but it's tricky to really feel that balance in real life. How do you stay centered with all those pulls?
I totally get where you're coming from. It's like trying to find your head while your arms are going in different directions. For me, realizing that these opposites are just parts of the same whole made all the difference. It's not about picking one side, but holding the tension between them.
That's honestly reassuring. It means you don't have to be perfect or always positive. You just have to stay aware of where you're standing in the cycle.
Yeah, after all, every calendar and tradition seems to pick its own reset point. But underneath, there's this energy you can feel, a sense of balance, even when everything outside is in flux. That's the real cycle to tune into.
Thinking about what you shared earlier, how it took you years to piece this all together, I'm curious, what finally made everything click into place? Was there a single moment or just a slow build?
Funny enough, it was a slow build, and then suddenly one morning, March 19th, for me, I woke up and it was like, whoa, everything felt different, connected. It's hard to explain, but it's almost as if the outside world started reflecting this new inner awareness I'd been working towards.
I love that. Sometimes, you don't notice how much you've changed until something clicks, and then you can't unsee it.
Exactly. I think everyone gets their own version of that moment. What's important is trusting your process, putting your puzzle pieces together, and not worrying if it matches anyone else's. Eventually, it all fits.
And hey, if Mr. Turtle can be a reminder to trust in a longer cycle, maybe we can too. Thanks for walking us through your journey today.